Hi there, I'm Kyla and welcome to my first video on my YouTube channel. So as you can see by the title, this video is going to be about my first week back at the University of Auckland for the orientation for medicine. And honestly, because it was my first day, I have to admit my recording wasn't that great. I filmed, I think, literally 3 things of the day and then it just stopped because it was really awkward and, it takes time to adjust, right? So today is the same day of the first day of the orientation week, but I thought I'd just come and sit down and try to explain a bit more of what actually happened today and just kind of fill in the gaps because filming is a bit new. So I guess I'll just start from the beginning. So today orientation started at 9 o'clock. Well, that's where you had to go there to get your materials. So when I got to Grafton campus, which for those who don't know, that's the main campus where the Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences, or Medical and Health Sciences is. So once I got there, you basically entered the main building and there were 2 lines based off your last names. So I just went with my friend and we lined up and gradually made our way to the front of the queue where you just scanned your ID and they basically ditched to your old student ID and give you a new one plus a pack of stuff. So what's interesting is, this is my new ID, which if you look at it from a distance, it doesn't even look very different to what my ID was last year. But the only difference is, I don't know, you can't see it, but here it just says Medical Student 2019, and at the back it just expires in a year. So I'm thinking that we get a new ID every year, which don't really know why they do that, but it's okay, I guess. And so they basically, once we scanned our IDs and proved that we're meant to be there, they gave us this bag. So this is a bag, you're probably going to see them all the time, that they give to all first years or beginning of a program. So so this one just says Medical and Health Sciences. I actually got one last year when I was doing biomed, but the only difference was it was blue and just said science on it instead. But inside it had, papers that just information of the day and other random things that we had to fill in, plus our course guide, or at least 2 of them. So you can see the first one is the Principles of Medicine, and the second one is the Musculoskeletal module. So they're not that thick. I mean, my ones from last year were worse, but we're going to get more throughout the year, so it's definitely going to take up a lot of space over time. We also got a lanyard that just says Medical and Health Sciences on it. I don't know if I'm going to use this because I already have just a straight up Auckland University lanyard that I already use for my keys, but I guess it's always good to have other options. And the last things were in there was a pen and a highlighter, but I don't have that on me right now because I don't know if I'll use them. It's a nice sentiment, I guess. So once we got all our stuff, we would go into the lecture theatre, which it was already packed with quite a few people, and so we ended up sitting the second row from the front. So we've got a good view, I guess. And at 9:30, that's when they basically started the lecture or the presentation, and a lot of it was mainly just welcoming us and congrats for getting into medicine, and just telling us the overall medical program at the University of Auckland. So obviously they were pointing out how we're in phase 1, so we're just in the very beginning of our medical journey. So all our stuff is mainly going to be on Grafton campus, and we'll just be focusing on the theory of actually understanding the human body and what it is to become a good doctor here in New Zealand. After that, they also explained lots of resources that are available to us and about vaccinations, because that's another thing we have coming up. So for me, I have a blood test on Wednesday, and they're just going to look at what diseases I am proven to be immune to based off of previous vaccinations, and if I'm not immune to certain ones, that I'm going to have to get vaccinations, which I guess makes sense in this sort of profession and the people in the the people in the community that you're going to be dealing with and interacting with. After that, we had a break, so I think there's a clip here, I'm not really sure. Yeah.
We just had our first lecture, or at least part of it, and I mean it wasn't too bad, but yeah, it's quite interesting. They're just welcoming us and telling us all the different things about all the immunisations we need to get. But yeah, we're going to be going back in just like 5 minutes for more. So only around an hour has passed, but yeah, already pretty full on. But we'll see what happens.
After that break, we had, I guess, more information on more, I guess, resources. So like the library that's here at Grafton campus, and you know how we can access it, and yeah, more resources, I guess is the main end of this thing. And what they're just, I guess, showing us is that last year, so my first year at university, it's very competitive, and you know, there's a lot of stress that gets built up from it, because you're focusing on your grades, and you're essentially just trying to compete to get your position to get into your chosen second year program. And what they're just saying is this year, it's not like that. It's a collaboration, and that they're really encouraging everyone to work together and, you know, not try to do everything themselves, because when you are in the medical profession, you are in a team. So you've got to be able to work with your other colleagues and stuff, all with different skills and abilities to do the best for the patient. So yeah, it was really nice to see that, and they were showing that through, the resources and I guess all the clubs and associations they have. So yeah, it was really good to hear about that. And yeah, afterwards we had afternoon tea, which they provided, and then again went back to the same lecture theatre. So you can see how I didn't really know what to film, because it was all just the same lecture theatre. And yeah, then they kind of just talked more about the anatomy labs. So the anatomy labs are the place where you dissect the cadavers, and we actually have our first one on Friday, so today's Monday. So I guess they just wanted to prepare us mentally and, you know, emotionally, I guess, so we're aware of what was to come. And yeah, they're just kind of telling us how they receive these cadavers, so it's not just like they randomly find a person who died and then, you know, we can just start doing that. It's something, you know, there's more to it, you know, there's like consent from the actual person and the family, and you know, if they're a good fit for it, and blah blah blah. So yeah, it was really good to hear it. And I think, you know, especially when you're new to this sort of situation, you don't really know what to expect, and so I feel like the faculty did a real good job informing us and making sure that, you know, we're going to be prepared for it on Friday. We're not just going to be like in our face and we're going to be really, ooh, so that was good. And yeah, after that, I guess it was over, and then I just headed back. So yeah, I'm going to try and film more tomorrow, but we'll see how it goes.
Finished all the lectures and I'm walking back to Kyla now. I'd say all the lectures, the last one especially, was really random, but otherwise they're pretty good. When I get back I'll just show you what we covered and all that. For today, and I just thought I'd just sit down and kind of give you a brief explanation of what happened. So yeah, the first lecture that we had was professional and clinical skills, and it was mainly just talking about how it was broken down over the year and even for the rest of our medical education here at the University of Auckland, and yeah, just saying who kind of run each little module within it and how that was going to work out. Yeah, after that we had a lecture on the structure and assessment process for year 2 medicine here, and that was basically talking about progress tests, which is a special sort of assessment they do here that is basically an exit test, they called it, where you do a test that essentially a year 6 student should be able to pass, and then you just do it throughout your medical career, and you should be able to see how you improve over time. And yeah, after that we started our first, I guess, applied science lecture, which our first topic was the musculoskeletal system. So we kind of jumped into it. A lot of still some explanations of how that was working in all our labs that would be associated with it. I think I have to definitely tonight kind of review the stuff from last year to see to refresh my memory on certain things, because I didn't know some of it, or it was like, yeah, definitely need a refresher. And then the last one was on the principles of medicine, which is just like another little module we do. And to be honest, it was really weird. She kind of just jumped out everywhere and wasn't really well structured in my opinion, so I think everyone else in that room also was very confused on what was going on, so yeah. Guys, so I just finished a lab, and that was about suturing. So we sutured on the first time with the equipment we're going to be using at the How Lab on pork, and I think mine went alright, but see how it is. I'm about to go catch up with a friend because I'm still here for about another hour before I have my blood test. So yeah. So I just finished my blood testing and stuff, and now I can go back. Woohoo! Hey guys, so I'm back from my lectures and all that today, and yeah, I think I'm just going to start reviewing some of the stuff that I need to remember from last year, because we're starting off with the musculoskeletal system, and to be honest, I don't really remember much from last year. After reviewing the musculoskeletal system, I'll probably just do the pre-reading for my microanatomy lab tomorrow. Hi guys, so sorry that I haven't really filmed anything today, so I thought I'd at least tell you guys what we did. So for our first lecture today, it was looking about the path you can do after your medical education and just like the specialties and how that all works. So we got to hear from 3 different doctors and, the reason why they chose their specialties. It was actually really interesting and actually made me consider like GP and stuff, but obviously still got quite a while before that, making that decision. And afterwards we had a break and then had our next lecture, which was for musculoskeletal. And so this was like, I guess, our first proper lecture of stuff that's going to be examinable and like, actually relevant, I guess. So yeah, we started the pectoral girdle and lots of new words, but it wasn't too bad. I guess it's like our first lecture anyway. And afterwards, we ended up going to forgot what it was called, but it was basically the room with all the models and like slices. You can see them. So I went with some of my friends, and we got to actually see the 3D version of it and naming the structures, which definitely made it a lot easier. I don't have any footage of it because we can't film in that area without permission, but it was definitely like, just think of a room with lots of models. Yeah, and after that we had a lab. This was just like an introduction to how to use microscopes or something, which I guess is a bit random because you'd think by the time we got here everyone's kind of used a microscope before, but apparently they've had some previous times where not everyone's been using it properly or like making mistakes. So I guess it was good to have a recap, but it was really chill. We just kind of sat there and listened to the person talk about how to use it. Yeah, so now that I'm back at where I'm staying, I think I'm gonna go over the stuff for the musculoskeletal. So
I've got my course guide here, and I'm just going to go over today's lecture notes and try to really remember all these new words and how everything is working together. Hey guys, so I didn't really film that much today because I had 2 labs and you can't really film in labs, so yeah, I didn't have much to show you, but I thought I'd probably just tell you guys how they were and what I really did in them. So my first lab was on connective tissues, so we were just looking at slides under a microscope as well as looking at them on a program or website in the lab, and the guy was just talking about the different layers of skin and what happens when you have scar tissue and all that. So it was quite interesting, but I didn't really realize we had to be writing so many notes, so I was just writing on the back of a piece of paper, and quite messy, but you know, as long as they're good enough, and I have just started writing them out again and neater and easier to understand. But overall I found the lab quite interesting. Yeah, just kind of talked about things we learnt about last year, but obviously with more context, and yeah, so it wasn't that bad. The second lab I had was the Cadaver Lab. So as a medical student you have that privilege, at least at the University of Auckland, where you can actually look into an actual human body and see the structures that we've been learning about. So today was mainly the intro one, just getting to meet a cadaver and how the process works. Overall, it wasn't as bad as I thought. As we continued through the lab, I found it, it was easier to deal with, and I found it a very good learning experience, and I am looking forward to see what the future labs are going to be like. I don't really know how much I'll film tomorrow. I have stuff planned with friends and stuff, but nothing really medicine related. I'll probably be doing lots of little chores and stuff. In the afternoon I'll probably just study, so I might film a bit of that, but we'll see. Hey guys, so it's future Kyla here talking. I just wanted to go over what you can see right now because I guess I didn't really explain it. So basically on Sunday I went to an event called Round the Bays, and it's basically this event that they hold every year, and it's essentially like a fun run where you can either walk, jog or run for 8.4 kilometers. So yeah, I just did it with the people from the Auckland University Student Medical Association, and basically you just paid a registration fee, and yeah, we all were given these t-shirts to, I guess, identify each other amongst the masses of people. It was really fun. I did it with a friend basically because there was no way we'd keep track of everyone else, but it was really nice every now and then seeing another fellow person wearing the same shirt as you. Yeah, it was a perfect day for it. Really sunny, really nice views and music as well, so definitely glad I went.
We have 1k to go! So, yeah. We finished!
Real quick, shout out to the over 29,000 people that competed this year.
Hey guys, so it's actually quite a lot later now that I'm editing this video. I actually filmed a clip for this already, I don't know, quite a while ago. But the issue was for some reason that didn't record, so now it's even later. So the first half of semester's already over. I just got back from being at home, and my test for musculoskeletal, I know I was literally at the beginning of this video talking about just starting it, but my test for it is this coming Monday. Right now it's Thursday, so yeah. My course guide, if you remember how it looked at the beginning, definitely does not look like that anymore. So let me go get it. So now my course guide looks a lot like this. So it's got quite a few sticky notes in it, and it's honestly, it's like a mess. Like the water's been, damaging it, but it's been through a lot. Yeah, anyway, so this is a massive tangent really. I'm just here to end off this video for my first week at uni. Now, it's been quite a while, but yeah, I'm gonna definitely try to film more and edit more, so I'm not, posting these crazy out of date, I guess. So yeah, just let me know if there are any videos you'd like me to make. I'm planning to do a video after this. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and hopefully I see you all in my next video, which, you know, hopefully won't be too long away. Yeah.